Hello, BookTube. Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth. And a few days ago, I announced that I was going to be hosting the 24 Days of Christmas Hope read-along. And I am co-hosting that with Sarah from Not Just Romance Novels. It was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. I've been talking about reading the Donna VanLiere Christmas Hope series for quite a while. And I just kind of got the idea to invite all of you to join with me. And Sarah, who has a wonderful Goodreads group, agreed to host this with me. And so we have, we announced the read along. Quite a few of you have joined in, and several of you have already finished the Christmas Shoes book. Now, the schedule that we announced would be that we would try to read each book within a 3-day period. So now we have finished the first 3 days of December, and we have finished the Christmas Shoes, which is the first book in the Christmas Hope series. I have not been on the Goodreads group tonight because I was called into work today, and I got home a few minutes ago, and my husband's been on the computer. So I don't know how many more of you have finished it since I checked it last night, but as of last night, quite a few of you had already finished the book and had commented, and so I just wanted to come on here today or tonight and discuss the book a little bit. I will try to warn you if it looks like there's going to be spoilers, so that if you haven't read it yet and you want to, then you can mute the video and come back later, or just stop it at whatever point and read the book and then come back. So before I get too much into the book itself, I will tell you that of course it's written by Donna VanLiere, and there is a song called The Christmas Shoes. And you may be familiar with it. I believe that song was released somewhere around 2000, 2001, something like that. And if you don't know which came first, and I wasn't even sure myself, but from reading the blurb on the book, and I think on the information on Goodreads, it sort of sounded like that the song came first. So today, I picked up the movie. Well, I already had it in my possession, but I started watching it today, early this morning after Katie had already left for the bus. I had a little bit of time before I had to start helping Emily get ready. So I started the movie, and then after Emily went to school, then my husband Randy and I sat down and watched the rest of it, and we really enjoyed it. I was crazy crying by the end. And then there are some special features on the movie, some bonus features. So I watched the music video. The song called The Christmas Shoes was, I wish I had written down the name of the writer. It's sung by a group called New Song, and the writer of the song, he is part of that group, I believe. But anyway, there's some bonus features, and there is an interview with him and also with Donna VanLiere, and then there are some other interviews on a separate segment of some of the cast of the movie. So I was particularly interested to watch the interviews with Donna VanLiere and the songwriter, and so I took this with me to work. My daughter Emily has a portable DVD player, and so I got called into work. I had finished the movie, but I hadn't watched all of the bonus features, and I knew I wanted to do this video as soon as I got home from work. So I had time during my lunch. I put this in, and I watched it, and it was very interesting. And here's what I learned. The writer of the song was the one who had the original idea. He is a personal friend of Donna VanLiere and her husband, and he knew that she was a writer, so he was kind of starting to come up with the idea for this song. And he kind of pitched it to her and said, hey, do you think, here's an idea I had for a song. What do you think? And she said, I think it sounds like it'd make a great book. And he said, well, get on that. And so he continued to write the song, and she simultaneously began to write the book. And so they each had the same basic idea. And so now what we have are the results of that. So they did not collaborate after that initial idea. They each, he wrote the song, she wrote the book. Then when the book was still in like in ARC form, it was on like I was on the galley, NetGalley. A movie producer got a hold of it and read it and said, this is going to be my next movie. And so now we have the movie, and it stars Rob Lowe and Kimberly Williams and various other actors. So anyway, that's kind of the history, in case you were wondering which came first, the movie or the book, or the song. So the song and the book came along almost simultaneously. The song was released one Christmas, and then the book was released that next October. So the song was actually released a few months or several months before the book. So now, I may get into spoilers here in just a minute. The book is basically about it's really got two storylines. If you're familiar with the song, you know about the little boy who goes to the store to buy his mother's shoes, that his mother is dying, and there's a man at the store who pays for the shoes. Okay, that's the basic idea in the song. Now, in the book, the man who goes to pay for the shoes, his name is Robert Layton, and he is a lawyer, and we get to know a lot more of his story in the book and in the movie than you do in the song. He is one of those hardworking men who has done everything that he thinks he should do for his family to be a good provider, but he's kind of neglected his family while he's doing this. And so his family are not feeling very loved by him, even though what he sees, what he is doing as his way of showing love, that's not how they're feeling it. And so in the book, his wife tells him, I can't go on like this. I don't want, this marriage is basically over. And they decide to go ahead and just kind of keep up appearances until after the holidays. So his mother, though, when they're celebrating the holidays, his mother can tell that something's up. And one of my favorite parts of the book is when she pulls him aside into the kitchen to help on the guise of, washing dishes or something. And she gives him the what for about how he needs to, stop doing what he's doing and, get himself straight. And if he still loves his wife, then he needs to make his family the priority. And in the movie, that scene is there, but it's not quite as forceful, I guess, as in the book. In the book, his mother is no nonsense, and in the movie, she's a little sweeter, a little nicer. So then of course we have the other storyline of the little boy, and his mother is dying. Now, in the book, what she has is cancer, and in the movie it's congestive heart failure. So I can see why they did it, because in the movie she goes in for a heart transplant, and then that falls through and all of that. So in the book, that's not there because she has cancer, so there's not any kind of a transplant or anything. And I guess they changed it to heart failure in the movie because it adds a little element of conflict and excitement, I suppose, to the story, and that's fine. The way the shoes come into play in the movie the shoes are kind of woven throughout the movie, whereas in the book you don't really see the shoes, I think, until he actually goes in to find them and buy them. So they're just little differences like that, but I really did enjoy both the movie and the book. The book did not make me cry. I listened to it on audio. I was kind of multitasking. I was doing some other stuff. And I think probably if I had sat down with the book and I was focusing on it completely, I probably would have teared up some. But I'll tell you, when I watched the movie, I was just, by the end, I was really a basket case. And then when I went back later and I watched the music video again, I was just a mess. So I think I mentioned that I took this with me to work. And so before I had before my lunchtime came, I set this out on the coffee table in the green room because I work at a show at a theme park. And kind of funny story, one of my coworkers that was there today had also been there a few days ago, and somebody had brought in Me Before You. So we were watching that in the green room in between shows, and he didn't know the story and he didn't know how it ended. And so when the ending comes along, he is a mess. And he's like, what are y'all trying to do to me? You know, whose idea was it to bring this in? So today, when he saw this laying on the coffee table, he said, who brought in Christmas shoes? And I said, I did. He goes, what are you trying to do to me? I can't watch that. I'll be a mess all day if I watch that. And so, anyway, we didn't watch it. They were watching some other Christmas movie on the TV in the green room, and I just quietly put it in my little DVD player that I had brought with me and watched the bonus features like I had planned to do. So anyway, what are your thoughts on it? We have our Goodreads group that is moderated by Sarah, who is the co-host for the read-along, and I will link that down below. Be sure, if you have read it or if you plan to read it, that you go on there and leave your comments. We have discussion threads for all 8 of the books. They are right here, and they are, if this is your first time hearing about the read-along, we're trying to read one book every 3 days. So today we started book 2, which is The Christmas Blessing, and books 2 through 7 are on Hoopla, on audio. Book 1 is not on Hoopla as far as I can tell, but I was able to get it on CD from my library, and then I don't have access to book 8. It's not on Hoopla, but it's probably on audio. You'll probably get it through Audible, or maybe some of you can get it through your library too, if you prefer to do audio. But all of the books now are around the 200-page length, maybe 210, with the exception of book 5. It is a little bit longer. It's almost 300 pages, but most of them are very short, and I think we will not have any trouble reading one every 3 days. So this is the next one. Now, this is a continuation of the Christmas shoes. In the Christmas shoes, we meet the little boy Nathan, who bought the shoes for his mother. And in the Christmas blessing, Nathan is the main character, and he is grown up, and he's in medical school. So that is going to be the story in the Christmas blessing. And maybe there'll be a little more romance in this one. I don't know. And hopefully it won't be as quite as much of a tearjerker as this one. I don't know. I have just started it. I'm about 15 minutes into it on audio, and we have 3 days now to get this one done. Well, 2 more after today, and then I will come back on, what would that be, the 7th, and do a discussion video about the Christmas blessing. And there's also a movie of the Christmas blessing. Looks like Rob Lowe is also in this movie, and it looks like that in this movie Nathan is being played by Neil Patrick Harris. So that's exciting. And I believe that New Song wrote a song for this movie too. And I don't know what it sounds like, but from what I was listening to and watching on the bonus features from the other movie, they talked about writing a song for the Christmas blessing. So that will be for the next video. So if you are participating, let me know, and feel free to write any comments below, and hopefully I didn't spoil anything too much. Of course, like I said, if you've heard the song, you know the basics of what happens in the story. But I'm curious to know your thoughts, if you enjoyed it. Do you like books that are tearjerkers? You know, some people don't. They just don't want anything that will make them sad, because that can be depressing. I thought this was a good balance of happy and sad, hope plus joy, and I thought it was very good because, you know, death is a part of life, and we have to move on with that. I thought it was very well done how the mother explained her own death to her son. You know, she knew she was dying, and she told him that it wasn't that God was taking her to heaven, but was receiving her. into heaven. And I just thought that was beautiful. I'm going to tear up just thinking about it. So anyway, share with me your thoughts, and be sure you watch Sarah. She will be, I believe, uploading a vlog style video with her reading progress, maybe just once a week. I'm not sure. She's doing Vlogmas, but she's doing different videos during the week. But be sure you're subscribed to her so that when she does talk about the Christmas shoes, that you can comment to her video as well. And also Laura from Mom to Triplets 04 is participating, and so she is doing some videos about the read along. And if there's any of the rest of you who have a BookTube channel and you're participating and you're going to be discussing the books, please let me know and send me a link and all that stuff. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.